Welcome back. We are talking to Amanda Gordon, and her blog is called Life at Cloverhill. We're going to be working on some lovely centerpieces that you have here. So, Amanda, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having me.
And you have quite the lovely spread here, but there are a lot of tools and instruments in order for us to get from here to here.
Yes.
So tell us what we're going to do today.
Okay, so we're going to be making a Thanksgiving pumpkin centerpiece. So you're going to need a pumpkin. You're going to need floral oasis, which you can get at a craft store.
Lovely.
You're going to need a knife, scissors, maybe some gardening shears, a couple pieces of decorative grasses and flowers, and then we're also going to have fresh flowers, which you can get from your garden. You can get them from your local grocery store, from your florist. These come from our flower field for Cloverhill Flowers. So I brought a selection of stuff that we grow as well.
Gorgeous.
Excellent. Okay.
Beautiful.
And you're actually making us do this.
Yeah.
And we're doing this. We're taking this oasis and we're moving it over here. So we're making Linda do the dirty work.
Well, you know, I kind of like to do the dirty work.
So,
keeps me on my toes.
So
okay,
tell us about this pumpkin, because there's something very special going on with the way that you sliced it.
So I picked up this pumpkin, first of all, from Holtrop Farm, which is on Woodbine. They have great pumpkins and squashes. So I cut a square out of the top of the pumpkin, and you don't need to have one with a stem. If you have one that your daughter has accidentally broken the stem off of, you can still use it. So I just cut out the top of it and scooped out the seeds, and then added a little notch, and that will help you to water it so that you can keep your arrangement lasting throughout Thanksgiving.
Awesome.
And the oasis has been soaking in water for about 20 to 30 minutes. I used about a third of a block of oasis, and then now you can put it into the hole. Let's see how you do.
That should be exciting.
And you may need to use a knife to cut it down a little bit to fit it in.
This could be exciting. All right. So you have to make sure it goes in here.
Yeah.
All right. So in other words,
you can cut it a little bit along there. It might fit in better.
Yeah, I would take my fingers, your fingers away, because you know
she's
never
dangerous.
A good thing. I could be dangerous. Okay.
And oasis foam does have a little bit of give to it, so you can kind of press it a little bit. You don't want to do it too much, but you can use it a little bit.
All right, so here we go. We're trying to smush it in.
No, it looks good. You're good.
Well, you know, it's getting
And should it be sticking up at all, or it should completely go in?
Stick up?
Yeah, so that's good. That's
Is that good?
Oh, okay.
And when you're making your pumpkin, you have to think that you always want your arrangement to be 1.5 times taller than your vessel. So in the case of this, if your pumpkin is 1 hand, you want to make sure that your height is about 1.5 hands.
And that's your height, meaning your tallest pieces, like we see there.
So we can use some of these decorative grasses to add some height. Do you want to add some in?
Okay,
go for it. So I would add 3 in, because then you kind of get a bit of texture
and right
there.
to the center then? Because we want this to be perfect. Okay.
And these are all from your farm?
Yes. Now these I did pick up at a craft store, the grasses, but you could use teasels, which are on the side of the road. You could get any of the grasses that you see now in the ditches and things like that from your property. Anything that has like a little bit of height, it doesn't need to be expensive.
Okay. Good.
And then the next thing we're gonna do is your focal flowers. So for this, we have this lovely flowering kale.
Okay.
So you want to cut it on an angle.
I'm gonna let Linda cut it.
Go for it.
Okay.
Here, honey, I'll hold it for you.
Armed to death. Where exactly? Around here?
Probably about there, because you want to have it.
Okay,
yeah,
sure.
because you're going to put it right in.
Okay.
Oof,
There we go.
Good job.
So we're going to put it where?
So you're
in
going to
the
put
front?
right at the front. If you put it a little bit lower.
Okay. And smush it in.
And tell me, so this is kale.
Yes.
Will it smell afterwards, though?
No.
Like, will it start to stink? Like
No.
Okay.
The best way to do it is to give it water every other day or every day. As soon as you start to feel the oasis foam go a little bit dry, but it can last right through a week. You can add in, and if things start to fade, you can add in different flowers.
Okay.
And take out what's not working. So this is Lisianthus. It's kind of like a rose. So they're great focal flowers as well. So if you want to cut a few pieces of that.
Okay, and these you actually grow?
We do grow these, yeah.
I'm looking at how short you're actually cutting them. So I'm assuming we cut them kind of short so we can stick them in. Is that correct?
Yeah, and you could put one on the other side, like if you think you're going to have it at a table where you want to have it on the
to be the side. So even though you've put the focal point here towards the front, you still want to address the back.
Yeah, you always want to have it that if someone was sitting on this side of it that they could see.
Right. So as we're putting these in, I would really want to talk to you about this fabulous blog. So I just experienced it for the first time last night. I'm a new sign-up. And you had this lovely blog about your beautiful Century home. Tell us all about that.
Yeah, so we're here in Georgina. My husband and I, we moved back, and we have been renovating this 1903 farmhouse. I've been blogging for 8 years, so it started when I was living in the city, young gal with just a little apartment and a little dog. And now we live out in the country, and we have the flower farm, we have a daughter, we have chickens, dogs. It's really fun. We have a great time. And so I share what we do on the blog. So it could be crafts, DIY projects, recipes, the renovations, if we're traveling, kind of whatever we're doing.
Is there anything off limits? Like, does your husband say at some point, okay, you can share, but that's a little too much sharing?
He's definitely, you know, a private person and a little quiet, but he loves the blog. He loves because we travel, we go and do things. We just this week made a shed that we had to make because we're doing a sponsored post for Home Depot, and he got like right into it.
Oh, so he's handy.
Yeah,
he's handy.
It's really,
and
it helps get stuff done around the house.
Cool, because,
we need to do it for the blog.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
So tell me, okay, should I not want to do this myself?
Yes.
And I'm very good at buying it. Where would I pick one up?
So we did do pre-orders for Thanksgiving, but if you didn't pre-order in time, you can always pick them up at Queensway Marketplace in Keswick on the Queensway, and they'll have them there starting on Thursday, so tomorrow.
So in perfect timing for your Thanksgiving table.
Exactly, yeah.
I love it.
So I'm just adding in some of these little flowers that we have here to add in some interest to it.
It's gorgeous.
And I mean, you can add in whatever you like. I mean, I have this lovely lavender that's from our garden.
Nice. Oh.
So it adds a little bit
I
of,
just throw it in?
That's
Do you want to put a piece in?
Yeah. Thank you.
So you're really trying to cover the oasis completely.
Yes.
Now, what if you had spaces in your oasis?
Well, this is where you can do things like, this is just a hydrangea that's
Okay.
from the garden. If you want to give that a cut, it can go in here at the top.
It has a little bit more.
So you want to
covers
make
up
it
a little bit more
higher
space.
or lower?
You could put it in like right in there, and it would kind of cover in some of this area.
Some of the empty spaces,
Yeah.
in other words.
And then this is status, and it's so lovely. It dries really nicely, but it adds in some texture as well.
That's great. Thank you. We're so glad that you came to visit us.
So happy to see this. And you know what? Coming up on Georgina Life, we're going to talk about the Business Excellence Awards with a very familiar face, so don't go away.